I think maybe for this practice, we'll combine two things where we'll do a mindful practice to settle our systems and then also reflection so that we can, in a sense, start to tune into our own unique needs, our own unique wants, what matters to us most. You mentioned before, Lisa, that yes, I'm living with my parents. And so for me, it's a really important reflection. What matters most to me and what matters most to those that I'm caring for or that are caring for me. Never quite sure which way that relationship's going. Um, but that can really help me decide, as Mary, as you were saying, what information do I need to find out about that? And it helps me actually limit the choices I'm having to make. So I'm going to invite all of us. We'll do, I think we've explored before the stop technique. And so the S is to stop. And that's, again, just an invitation to let the train of your mind that's often going back into the past or into the future, planning the day or rehashing past events. We're going to just see what it's like to get off either of those trains and see if we can just be here and realize for the next 10 minutes or so, hopefully there's nothing else you have to do other than just to be. And if that's the case, then you might invite the T, which is take a breath. And that's an invitation to take a deeper breath. For me, that often means breathing down into my belly, or maybe into my sides and the back, as a way to just tell my body that right now I can afford to take off some of the armor that we might feel like we have to wear. And as you're taking some breaths, you might notice places in your body where you might just let yourself soften. Maybe in the shoulders or the jaw. And then the O is to start to open our senses to observe. And it's often helpful to just start taking in our external environment. So really letting yourself register what's around you, either in the form of sounds or smells or sights. And especially being attuned to anything that might bring a smile to your face. I'm noticing the breeze in the trees, a cup of coffee that was only half drunk but was there waiting for me earlier. So whatever you notice. And then if you're ready, letting that awareness start to infuse your body. So you can maybe just get a sense of where your body's making contact with the ground or the chair or the pet that's in your lap. Seeing if you can be aware of just how your body is right now. Space for what is easy and maybe what's less easy. Bringing some of this quality that we've been talking about of even suspending our judgments of our body. Maybe feeling our breath and noticing how it is now. And our breath can also link us to any emotions. So we could sense just from this conversation what's with us now, whether it's excitement, appreciation, anxiety, frustration, maybe guilt for feeling excited. Who knows? We're complex beings, and so any and all of these emotions might be visiting us. And right now we're just seeing if we can take stock. Part of making decisions, really tune into our emotions, because our emotions actually give us valuable information about what's needed. And so perhaps as the last part of the exercise, we can start to tune into our mind. Notice where our mind is right now, even what is the state of our mind. And letting our mind be however it is. So if it's foggy, maybe a little drowsy, tired, calm, open, curious, whatever you're noticing, letting that be. And because we're exploring our mind, maybe just asking ourselves one or two questions. So, what matters to me most right now? In this phase of our lives, what feels most important for me to honor? We've shared some of the things for us, so whether that's rest or connecting, insulating, making money, whatever it might be, what matters to me most, and what matters to those that I'm caring for. And just seeing if we can make contact with, right now, our most important priorities. So this is all part of the O of stop, and the P is now to proceed into this moment. And hopefully each of us have had a chance to connect with some deeper wisdom, which just comes from tuning in, and seeing if you might, for yourself, just see what proceeding with compassion for yourself, for those that you care about, how might you honor what you've discovered? So for instance, for me, it's, around making sure I rest. And that means like carving out some time over the coming weeks where I have some boundaries around my commitments. And the other priority that came to my mind was around, my parents live in Winnipeg normally, so it's actually supporting them to find a way to get back home sometime. And so it's going to be working with them to find a way to really honor their wish to be home in a safe way that is going to take some risk, but risk that for us will be important.